Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make another wooden house. By the way, if you have any more house related needs, wooden or otherwise, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my various house tutorial playlists. There are quite a few of them, and I'm sure that you guys would be able to find some houses that you'd want to make. But now that all of that's over, if you want to make this house, here's what you're going to need. You will need some spruce wood and some birchwood planks. Also, grab yourself some birchwood stairs, then grab yourself some glass pane, and those are the only 4 materials that you're really going to be needing. Of course, if you want to mess about with the inside and the outside of the house as well, you'll need some more stuff, but really, once you have these 4 materials, we can start our house off. So, once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your house with a row of 5 spruce wood coming directly up from the floor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. And once you have your row of 5 spruce wood, you then want to take this 5th block, this top block, and go right of it by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect that 6th block to the ground, like that, to form an archway shape. Once you've done that once, we now want to do that 2 more times. So we want to take the 6th block again and go right of it by a further 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect that 6th block to the ground. And once you've done that, we want to do that 1 more time. So this 6th block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then connect that to the ground to give you 3 archway shapes in a row. What we now want to do is we now want to build 3 more archway shapes on top of our pre-existing archways. So to do this, we basically just want to follow the vertical rows of spruce wood and just go up by 5 on top of each one of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then connect each one of those 5th blocks together, just top block to form a nice grid looking shape like this. There we go, perfect. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we now have to determine which side is going to be the front and which side is going to be the back of our house. For instance, this is going to be the back side of my house, where I've just laid my foot down the spruce wood plank, actually. Well, it's not even a plank, it's spruce wood. Where I've laid the spruce wood down. This is the back. So once you've also determined which side is going to be the front, which side is going to be the back, it could be either this side or this side at the moment, you then want to work your way to where the front of the house is going to be, this side for me, and you want to now do this. You want to take each one of these, 8 connection points that we have with our spruce wood, and we want to extend them, coming towards where the front of the house is going to be, each by 6, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, top row now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we want to take each one of these 6 blocks and we want to connect them together and also connect them to the ground as well. So if you can't connect them to the ground, of course, you just want to connect them to the lower part of the framework of the house. So that is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm just connecting everything together and we should end up with a nice big giant 3D grid shape. So what we want to end up with, and don't worry about the spruce wood at the moment, guys. You know how it's kind of all over the place, it's kind of just facing whatever direction it faces. We'll take care of that later. So you want to end up with something that should look exactly like this, nice and simple. Now, once you've got this taken care of, we just have to do a little bit more of the framework, guys. So we now want to take this left-hand section here, like this left archway, and we just want to extend it, coming out in front of the house by a further 1 segment. So kind of like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like that, we've just extended out the left side, coming out by like another quadrant or 2. So you then of course want to connect each one of those 6 blocks together and to the ground and to absolutely anything you can connect them to. So we're just doing that right now. And once you've done this, we've done the main structure for the house. It's kind of like an L shape. And just in case you guys are curious, and we can probably even build this in now. So the entrance to the house is actually going to be right here, guys. It's going to be right here. And you know what? I'll even show you what it will look like. So the entrance to the house is going to sit right here, and it will look exactly like that. So it's kind of embedded in the entrance, and if you want to, you can also add that in for yourselves right now if you were so inclined. So once you've reached this point right here, this is what we're going to do next. So we're now going to tackle the framework for the roof, which is actually a little bit more complicated than you may guess. So you're on the front of the house, and you want to be on this top very right hand corner of the little extension that we've made. On top of this corner right here, you want to go up by 6 with your spruce wood. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. And you also want to go up by 6 on top of this block right here. Can you guys see what I'm talking about right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you also want to do the very same here on the back as well. So on top of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you want to have 3 rows of 6, just like this. And then if you like, you can also connect them together with a horizontal row of spruce wood, like so. What we're now going to do is this. We'll focus on the outer part first of all. So starting with the front row of 6, we want to take this second from the bottom, or second from the top, first block from the top, whatever. You want to take this block that I have highlighted, and from this block you kind of just want to do bottom left diagonals from this block until you connect to the top of the framework, like this. So you just want to form a triangular shape like this, and you also want to do the exact same thing with all of the other rows of 6. So you just want to do this 2 more times as well. And what we're doing here is we're just kind of outlining where the roof's going to be. So we're also on the back here now. We're just doing rows and rows of diagonal spruce wood like this. So you just want to end up with 3 triangular shapes on the outer side of your house like that. Now once you've done that on the outside, you now want to do pretty much the exact same thing on the inside. So for instance, this middle row of 6, we also want to take this side of the spruce wood here, and we just want to run diagonals down across the house, and we just want to connect to the top of the framework, like that. And we also want to do the same thing with this back row of 6. So we just want to take the back here, and we just want to do our diagonal spruce wood, like that. Hopefully you guys can see quite easily what we've done there. So once you've got that taken care of, you have actually 100% fully completed the framework of the house. Not too difficult, is it, guys? So what we're now going to do, guys, is we are now going to add in all of the walls. That's right, we're going to get the walls taken care of. You know what, I actually just realized that we did make a slight error. We've not finished it entirely. So there is a little bit that we can do on the end here. If you guys come to the very right hand end of the house, and if starting from on top of this block, you guys can see this one, if you do a spruce wood, then if you just do, oh, I don't know, what would that be, 2 upright diagonals with your spruce wood, and then you just do bottom right diagonals until you connect it back to the top. You just want to form a little triangular shape on the very right hand side of the house. I completely forgot about that, guys. I completely forgot. There's so many roofs on this house, it's unbelievable. So in total, now here we are. Now we've done all the roofs. This is the framework. In total, you want to end up with something that should look exactly like this. That is the framework all completely done. Now what we are going to do is we're now going to fill in all of the walls, guys. So the way that this is going to work, let me show you the ones that are actually different from each other, and then let me just show you what you're going to do everywhere else. So the 2 walls that are different to each other are going to be here, guys, and they're going to be just above it. And these are going to lead you onto the balcony. And what we're basically just going to build in these 2 empty panels here are 2 entrances. And like I said, they're just going to be 2 additional entrances onto the balcony. So they are going to actually mirror exactly, except for this top one. This top one's ever so slightly different. They are going to mirror exactly what you have down there for the entrance. So just to show you guys, on the side here, you just want to form 2 entrances that should look exactly like this. Pretty much a direct copy of the original one. Now, excluding all of these triangular parts of the house, So, the ones where we have on the front and the back and the sides and what have you. Excluding that, this is what we are going to do inside every single other empty panel. And I'm just going to do it for you guys, and I will show you the end result of it. And if you've made a house like this before, you guys all know this pattern. So, it's going to be this. Starting from the inside, coming in, you've got a row of birchwood planks either side, then spruce wood, then glass pane in the center, and we are just going to be repeating this over and over again all the way around the house. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're just going to be doing this absolutely everywhere around the house, guys. And you know what? I think I'm going to do it this way. To keep it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to add all of the birchwood planks in first to everywhere. Then I'm going to add all of the spruce wood. Then I'm going to add all of the glass. And I think that I'm just going to go around the house. So this is exactly what you guys also want to do. Of course, if you want to fill the walls in any different way, that is your prerogative. You can do as you will. But I personally like this pattern. I like it when houses match. And I really just do think it looks nice, it looks clean, it doesn't look too jumbled, it's not too complicated, and I don't know, I just really like it. So you can do what you want, of course, is the moral of the story, and I will do as I will. So we're just adding all of the birchwood planks. It's not going any faster, I would say. It's definitely not going any faster than it usually would. No, definitely not. But you know what, as long as it has the feel as though I'm doing something a little bit different, then that's okay. It kind of drives me crazy. Oh, we can actually add the spruce wood. It kind of drives me a little bit crazy when I'm just doing it one window at a time, where I'd build up the birchwood planks, then the spruce wood, then the glass pane. I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that, but it is like that. So we're now just adding all of the spruce wood, then we'll add in all of the glass, and then if you guys are curious, we're then going to do all of the triangular bits, like the little walls just below the roof and stuff. We'll fill those in. Then we will do the roofs themselves, and then we will do the balconies, and then we will be done. It's not so hard, guys. It's not a difficult house to make whatsoever, in my opinion. The difficult part maybe, and this will just be explanation-wise, I'm sure you guys will be able to piece it together, is going to be the roof. The roof is split into three very different parts, so it's kind of difficult to explain how to kind of connect them together, but I'm sure that you guys will be able to figure it out, no problem. It's kind of one of those exercises in Minecraft where it's just, you kind of keep poking it until it eventually works. So we've now added in all of the spruce wood around the house, and now we are adding in all of the glass pane. There we go. Whoops, that's an entrance. What am I doing? We don't want that covered up. Of course, if you don't want entrances onto the balcony, you wouldn't have to have them if you just wanted to apply the exact same pattern around the house. And the reason that I actually put those entrances to the balconies on the side of the house is so we didn't see them from the front, because I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of entrances. This sounds weird. I'm not a fan of entrances particularly. I think they kind of ruin the aesthetic of the house. Maybe it's my little kind of OCD or autistic mind or something, but I kind of like everything matching. Okay, guys, that's how I like it. So I think that we've actually, yeah, there we go. We have actually filled in most of the walls, guys. So once you for yourself have reached this point right here, and obviously pause this if necessary, if you're still working on any of this, of course, we can now move on to the next bit. So we're going to take care of the smaller triangular shapes first, and then we'll take care of the larger one on the back. So this is what you want to do on the front of your house, guys, where we have this little triangular shape. So you want to form this pattern, and again, this is kind of going to be one of those things where it's just, I'll show you what you have to do, guys, and then it'll be easier from there. So this is what you want to do in this little triangular section, and as a matter of fact, we're going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing all the way around the house, except for that right end. So that is what you want to do in the triangular sections, guys. Pause this if necessary, of course, apply that for yourself, and once you've done that once, we'll have to do it a few more times as well. So moving to this one here now, it really follows a formula, to be honest, guys. It's kind of like working from the outside going in. It's kind of just like birchwood planks, then spruce wood, then glass, then spruce wood in the center. It's really, really simple. So that's that, of course. And you know what? Whilst we are working on these particular triangular shapes, we'll also do the same thing on the back as well. So we'll come into the back now, and again, it's pretty much the exact same formula. It's just working from the outside going in, although I am building it in reverse from what I'm saying. It's just birchwood planks, then spruce wood, then glass, then spruce wood. So This is the back as well, identical to the other two that we've done. It's just that we now have both halves next to each other. So you want to end up with something that should look like this. And of course, pause is necessary if you're still working on all of that, of course. However, once you have got that taken care of, we can now move on to this very end part here. This very end part, oh, it's difficult, guys, it's difficult. You place 3 birchwood planks around this little space, then you throw a glass pane in the center, and it's as easy as that. And that is what you want to have for all of the walls, guys. You should hopefully find that now each one of the many walls of the house is now filled in. So what are we going to do now, guys? Well, we're now going to add on the balconies, and then we're going to do the roof. We need to add on the balconies before the roof because it's kind of going to interfere a little bit. So here's the deal, guys. There are 2 major balconies on the house. So the first one kind of extends from this point here and connects all the way to the back of the house here. So you kind of just want to end up with a large rectangular shape like this. I'm sure that you guys can see exactly what we've done there. We've connected the front of the house all the way over to the right hand side back of the house like this. And once you've done that, you also kind of want to make a grid out of the rectangular shape that you've just made. And I'm sure that you guys will also be able to see quite easily what sort of shape that I'm forming here. We're basically just adding on extra quadrants like we would have done earlier, except I purposely kept them out until now. So you kind of just want to add 2 extra quadrants onto the front of your house, and that's the first balcony. Now the second balcony sits just above it, and it is half of the size. So instead of 2 squares, we now simply have 1 square, and it all just wants to connect again like most of the house connects to each other. It's just squares upon squares upon squares, or cubes, I suppose. Cubes upon cubes upon cubes. And there you go, guys. Those are the outlines of the balcony. A little later on, we can fill those in. I'd prefer to do the roof first, though. So once you've reached this point right here, this is what we're going to do first of all. So let's take care of the easy part of the roof first of all, guys. So on the left-hand side of the house, all you have to do to build up the roof, starting from in line with the top row of the framework of the roof, you just want to build up layers and layers of birchwood stairs. That's all you have to do. So we're now just doing this until we eventually reach the top of our rows of 6, and we do want to reach the top of it. We do actually want to place a layer of stairs on top of the spruce wood that we have here. So we just want to have something which should look, for the standing part of the roof, a little bit like this. And you know what, guys, whilst we are on this side of the roof, why don't we make it a little bit prettier? So what you then want to do once you've built the base of the roof is you just want to add an overhanging layer of birchwood stairs on the front and back of the house like this, and then place upside down birchwood stairs underneath each one of those overhanging birchwood stairs like this. So you just want to have this on the front of your house. Pretty standard, really. And of course, once you've done that on the front, you want to do the exact same thing on the back here. So coming to the back, we're just going to add the overhanging layer, then the underhanging layer. And once we've done this, we can then progress on to the next couple of parts of the roof, which will not be fun for me at all. So you want to end up with something that should look like this, and that is the nice easy part of the roof completed. That's the nice side part of the roof. So you know what, I think I know how we will actually do this. So the next part of the roof that we're going to tackle, guys, is this like middle part of the roof here. So the middle part of the roof, kind of easy to put in, I suppose. You kind of just want to end up with something that should look, and I've kind of said that preemptively, but you kind of just want to build up your middle part of the roof like this on top of the side of your triangular shape, and it wants to come up as far as here. So it kind of wants to be pressing against this horizontal row of spruce wood that we have here, and it wants to look a little bit like this. Now, we've not finished just yet, so once you've done this like middle part of the roof, we now want to come in from the side now, and starting from in line with the top of the framework here, we just kind of want to build up this roof. And once we've built up both roofs, we're then going to connect them together. I think that that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So we're just going to build up this part, and it's going to be a little bit messy, guys, but like I said, this is kind of difficult to explain. So we're just gonna go as far as there with the back part of the roof. It's probably going to be one of those exercises. My God, I can't even talk now, guys. One of those exercises where it's kind of just a show and show and tell sort of deal. So these are the two roofs, guys. As you can see, at the moment, they don't really connect together very well, do they? Well, we now have to make it look good. So we've just got to, for instance, what can we do here? So here we can just add that there. Can we? There we go, we've made them connect together, there we go. So let's add the overhanging portion of the roof here, and then we can probably connect it together a little bit better. So we're looking for corner blocks to try and connect the roof together. There we go, we're forming corner blocks. So you guys can see what we're doing, just making the roof connect together. We just have, come on, there we go. So there we are. So let's also do the overhanging part of the roof on the back here. So if we could get a corner block here, no, that's not going to work. So that's okay. We might have to skip out on that one. So we've got the overhanging part of the roof. Is anything else looking a little bit? I would prefer it if this one actually came out like this. Then if we could get like an upside down block, maybe that'd work. Maybe that'd look a little bit better. No, that kind of looks freaky. You know what? It's going to look freaky anyway. So I'm just doing the roof, guys. You guys can see the process that I'm sort of going through. It's kind of difficult for me at the moment to kind of, put into words what I'm actually doing. But hopefully you are looking at what I'm doing, and you're kind of just, looking at it for yourself. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So now let's come to the front, and then let's make sure that this all connects together correctly. Yeah, that all connects together correctly. So we're now just doing the upside down part of the roof. So obviously, like I said, if you start with that middle roof, and then you do the outer roof, and then you could just try and connect it together as best as possible. You've just got your sideways facing stairs here, and I'd say that the main challenge is the back here. If you can see how I've worked the back roof looks a little bit funky, admittedly, it really does, but that's the way that it's got to look. There's no real easy way to do it, and if you guys can see at the top here, we've just placed an additional spruce wood plank, and we've already added all the little niceties. Why can't I talk? All of the niceties to the roof, and we also have to add an overhanging layer on this right-hand side here with the birchwood stairs. And once we've done that, and then once we've added a layer of spruce wood that kind of runs just on the top part of this right-hand roof here, and it wants to go as far as this, then we've actually completed the roof. So let me just show you guys what this roof should look like. So we'll ignore the left-hand side since it's really easy, but this is the right-hand part of the roof, guys. So hopefully you can see how it all connects together. I know that that really wasn't so much of a tutorial. Oh, I didn't do the underhanging layer. That's okay, that can wait. It's not really so much of a tutorial as it is kind of just see what I've done and then try and just have exactly this. It's kind of really difficult to put into words what you actually have to do, but you just want to try and make it connect together, and you don't want any awkward looking blocks or anything like that. So once that's taken care of, we also have to, of course, add the underhanging layer of birchwood stairs here, like that, and that is the roof 100% fully completed. Now, the only thing that we have left to take care of, guys, is the balconies. So, all of the balconies, I'm going to be filling the center part of all of the balconies in with birchwood planks, and then I am going to be going around said balconies with glass pane, and then that is going to be that, guys. That will be the last of it. So, this is all we have to do now. Oh, a little bit difficult to fill in there because of the roof. And once we've done this, I will then probably go and mess about with the inside and the house a lot, and inside and the outside of the house a little bit. My speech is deteriorating, guys. I have a brain condition. It's called stupidity. So we're now adding all of the glass pane, going all the way around the balconies now. Obviously, that top balcony, as you guys may have just seen, it doesn't connect to the stairs, but that's okay, it doesn't really have to. So this is what you want to have for the balconies, guys, and once the balconies are complete, hopefully everything else has fallen into place, and you should be left with your 100% fully completed house. Now, what am I going to do whilst I'm away? I'm going to change all of the spruce wood blocks that are facing the wrong direction. I'm going to make them face the right direction, and I am also going to add a little bit of an interior, and I might do a little bit to the exterior as well, but I won't be doing much because I don't think it needs it. So I'll be back in just a moment, guys, once I've done all of those things. But from this point onwards, the tutorial for the house is really over. I'm just going to show you what it could look like with a little bit of work. Back in a mo. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have messed about with the house ever so slightly. I've not really done too much to it, but let's take a look anyway, shall we? So, we will start with the interior as usual. The interior, I ripped up the floor, replaced it with birchwood planks. I also replaced every single floor with birchwood planks because I like it. Plus, I knew that I wanted to use birchwood planks on the outside, and I kind of wanted to keep the whole theme going. You guys can see the house kind of melds into each other. I'm a big fan of that. So, I also added a couple of staircases. Obviously, we need to get to the second floor. Made out of glass and birchwood stairs. I don't know why. These stairs are starting to look a little crazy. So, moving up to the second floor here, you can see that there's plenty of space here and about the house. There's loads of room in here. You could put whatever you wanted. I also added in another staircase so we could actually get to the second and final floor here, where we have a little bit of an attic area. But the reason that I added a staircase, I was going to leave it completely blank. Of course, I forgot that we have this balcony area here, and that's pretty much all there is to show with the inside. Just to show you again, I mean, the ground floor, obviously, there's the most room down here. Pretty nice. Lot of room. Moving up to the second floor, obviously the second largest amount of room, starting to get a little bit cramped with all of the staircases, and the next floor here, the last floor, is definitely a little cramped for space, but it's kind of okay. It's kind of got that attic feel, and I kind of like it. So, let's take a look at the outside now. So, the outside really didn't need too much tinkering at all, to be honest. I even considered not doing anything to the outside. So, all I've done to the outside here, you guys can see the area inside, like the porch that I have here. I just kind of sectioned it off in the ground. I kind of added some spruce wood just to kind of like form a barrier between like the house and the outside of it. Then I filled in this little area with birchwood planks, so I wanted to have the inside and the outside kind of meld together. Then I dug an area of 2 all the way around the house, replaced it with birchwood planks, as you guys can see. Dug another area outside of the birchwood planks, replaced it with black stained clay, and then placed jungle leaves on top of it, and that is pretty much it, guys. So let me show you the house with the UI off, doing a nice little 360, and then we can end this video, guys. I mean, there's not really too much to talk about the interior and the exterior. I've not really done too much, but I will tell you guys that the house looks really, really nice, especially from this view. I don't know whether it is because the outside complements it a little bit, it kind of brightens everything up or not, and the jungle leaves kind of help with that. But I do definitely think that the exterior, the little amount that you can put into it, definitely does make a little bit of a difference. I mean, you could add more, you could add less, that's kind of up to you, but I definitely would add at least a little bit something. I'd definitely change the colour of the porch, and then maybe you don't need anything else, but it's a nice looking house, guys. It's a nice looking house. Heavily copied from, I think, the very first spruce wood house that I ever made a tutorial of on this channel, as a matter of fact, guys. I think that this is actually a direct copy, and I just kind of wanted that video updated in different materials, made in a different way, and hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you really did like it, and you would love to give me a like, share, favorite, anything you would like to do to help me out, guys. I would really appreciate that. Hopefully you managed to make it, and remember that if you have any more house related needs, feel free to check out the card system and the links below down in the description for my various house tutorial playlists. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.